last time we met up, so much happened. You guys left the Gate of Worlds, Hasport's wizard tower that specializes in space magic. After receiving a bit of dire news, in that there was a fire energy related graft, open inside of Aurora's Rest somewhere. You decided, like, hey, we're gonna go check this out. We are exhausted though, like, let's go take a look. Hasport didn't seem very concerned because grafts coming through Aurora's Rest is very common, especially because that's why it's here. That's why they are studying in this place. And they, in that process, Yaslin made purchase with her inner world, fighting Cax inside of her own mind in a fierce duel that could have gone either way, and before it truly tipped in either direction, the two began negotiating. The negotiation was for 24 hours. Under her command and under her protection, Cax would see that the soldiers were taken care of. With the kind of implication that given that she had the power to do so, she would respect that part of the contract, that she would protect the soldiers. Afterwards, Cax took her body into town and began blowing shit as she tracked down one of the members of the fire court. And in a fierce battle of just pure berserk fury, Cax subdued this fiery person in Yaslin's body, fully unconscious herself, gripping the throat of this creature and injecting her own presence into the fire person. An explosion called out. Cax mutated while burning in a pyre in the center of a town square, and eventually fleeing, causing town guards, other members of fire to come investigate, and ending with the soldiers getting arrested, primarily Dro being personally escorted by the commander of the Order of the Twilight Watch, and a severely weakened Yaslin being taken into custody as well, while Warden and Margot were closely guarded and escorted, while the other two were slapped in shackles.
I'm pretty sure that they put some kind of like anti-magic shackles on me, didn't they?
Oh yes, they did. Warden negotiated no shackles.
Yeah, I'm keeping my guns, bitches.
Listen, I didn't do the Wall of Thorns. That was the thing inside me.
That was my kaiju. Don't worry about it.
By the way, all of my party members
Just like
are
Joe's
possessed.
not responsible. It was a thing inside him.
I'm sure that this is a strong enough defense. They didn't do anything wrong. It's the stuff inside them that made them do the wrong things. So anyways, the the insane asylum is just down the street for you, so...
So, a bit of time passes. And oh, let's see here. Do I still have the tab open? Yep, there we go. And Warden. The other 3 of your members are taken into custody, processed, and from what little you are told, put into custody awaiting trial. What do you do in the 3-day time period in which you are told that's where they are and that's how long it will take?
Well, if it's 3 days, the second that the 24 hours wears off, we're gonna be drinking. So am I forced to stay at the jail, or am I essentially like, yeah, okay, I'll come back when you need me to come back?
Do you go with them? Essentially, you, since you were relatively like unnoticed during the escape from the runic tankard, you are not processed. You are put under guarded watch until the trial, and
Well,
they're very clear about that. It's not like a secret thing or anything.
I suppose I would walk up to one of them and go, right, so if you're going to be following me everywhere, am I allowed to leave the city with you all following me?
And you're talking to like an orc with a bit of like a blue tinge on the bottom, or on the tips of his bottom canines that come up. No, you are required to stay in the city. You will be part of the trial.
And what constitutes as the city?
Staying at Roar's Rest. Or my brain is so blank. Oh, dang it, forgot it. What to do? And he very clearly says the name of the city that's across the water. Which I totally remember the name of at the moment.
Which one has the docks?
Aurora's Rest does have docks. High Road.
But is it... I remember the docks being outside the city.
You're talking Skyship place? When you say
Yes.
docks?
Oh, okay, that's Final Fletch. That is... So here, I will throw this in. Aurora's Rest itself is not very populated, but this is where you guys are. Oh, come on. Come on, zoom out. There we go. Thank you. Okay. All right, so Aurora's Rest, lots of buildings and whatnot's happening in there, very similar to Q's background right now. Across the lake is the more citizens town of High Roden. You've got the Spring Grove. Beyond High Roden, you have to take that magical train from High Roden into the city, and then to go back out is you take the train over to High Roden and then up through the mountains down to Final Fletch. And so it's about a half day's journey by train to leave the city and get to the docks where you have parked your gale.
Well, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna turn to the orc and I'm gonna say, you know, it's really, really hard for me to go so long without seeing my gang.
What was the word you used without seeing your...
My Gale.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I'm like, wait, there was a word in there I did not understand. This is... I assume it's at Final Fletch. They are an independent location. Our laws pertain to the peninsula. Here.
I am going to be dead by the time that this trial happens, if I don't get to see my love. But if I must go through the pain and the torture without seeing her, then I must. Mr. Orc Person Guard Dude. Do you get around the town lot?
While patrolling, yes.
You don't go out for drinks or anything.
Yes.
You go out for walks.
Also yes.
Okay.
I
Well,
love walks.
Do you have a love in your life? Someone that you care so deeply about?
Looks a little embarrassed. No.
Well,
The guard with him is like a it's like a short human woman who like looks pretty muscular. Just oh really? Yeah. And what about your like collection of fairies that you visit on the regular? Stop talking about that. It's not pertinent to the job.
well, my friend, as someone who has had only one lover in his life, I don't quite understand having a collection of them, but I do understand love. At least well enough that it's understandable. And it's really difficult to be away from the things you love. I'm not asking you to bend the rules and let me out, but I am asking you to consider love.
She seemed kind of romantic. I don't know. The trial is in 3 days. You're not allowed to leave until then.
Warden is going to go ahead and look at the short, muscular woman and just go, "This poor man does not understand love. I feel so bad for him. I bet you understand love, though."
Heavily on the back. Nope. He has no idea.
Well, if that's the way that things must be, then that is the way that things must be. But with that being said, do you happen to know of any wizard's towers around here?
They both look at each other and then look back at you. Yeah. We kind of have the highest collection of wizard towers on the planet.
Well, isn't that
Per capita.
Quinky dink? Well, over the course of these 2 days, you will be following me around as I traverse this lovely city and talk to very many intelligent and old people. Does that sound interesting to you?
The woman looks kind of intrigued. And the orc man just kind of looks defeated.
Yes, I
No.
think it sounds absolutely dreadfully horrible. But I'm gonna have to do with this, because how long have you two worked together?
Years.
And if there were to be, I don't know, giant fire monsters that showed up in the street and were directly attacking you, and your colleague here, would you do everything you could to protect them?
Yes.
Well, that, my friend, is called loyalty. And while I'm not particularly loyal to these people that are now on trial, I am loyal to a title. And that title is champion. And as a champion, I'm loyal to other champions. And also, as a somewhat mercenary for hire, I'm loyal to coin. And they're the ones who are currently paying. And so with these two things, I need to go out of my way to prove my loyalty for, one, the good of all sentience everywhere, and for two, probably a bit of payday. And with that being said, would you kindly guide me to one of said wizard towers? That way I might speak with the Greybeards about clearing names and figuring out shit that happened in the past.
Which one? There's 24.
Is there a mammoth person around here somewhere? I heard he likes it cold.
Frankly, I don't know. They confuse me.
That sounds mildly racist. Well, can you lead me to someone who knows stuff about wizards and towers?
Yeah, that I could probably do. The Grand Athenium has a collection of... Look, the wizards live in the tower. You know, not all of them are greybeards, by the way. That part's a little bit racist.
It's not racist.
Jobbers?
They're
Professionists?
Ageist.
Whatever it is. Look, it's not just them and their towers. Each tower is like a bit of a magical think tank. They're all pursuing their own research. And so the wizards stay there, prominent staff stay there, auxiliary staff, they have lives. They go to work, they leave, they come home, they have to drink. If you're looking for stuff, there's some bars over, you know, near the Grand Athenium that are specifically, you know, kind of tailored for the magical folk that work there. Good
You
place
know
to start.
a lot
I mean,
about
and
wizards for being a town guard on patrol.
that's one of the... Unlike this lug, I pay attention to, like, maps and duties, and it's part of basic training. I just didn't purge it from my brain after, you know, I got appointed.
Well, that's admirable. I like when the town guard knows what they're doing and where they're going. Anyways, and Warden is going to go ahead and head to said location. As to not take up, you know, the entire session, my goal here over the course of the 3 days is to talk to 2 sets of people. First off, I will search for the Luxodon person, the woolly mammoth Luxodon, in the hopes of finding him, as he has previously said, I don't really give a shit about the law. And hoping that he might get his wizard people to show up and be like, yeah, we're above the law because we're wizards and we'll turn you into newts. And then my goal is to also go and find the old people at the monastery in the hopes of possibly convincing them to come to the defense of their poor orphaned child.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And then I will be drinking intermittently throughout.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll me like 3 investigation checks as you try to track down the right people and get that and all that jazz.
Investigation 1! 15! Right? Right? Are you gonna pop up for me, please? No? Is it popping up for you all?
Nope. I saw a 2 on your die.
Interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot. Snipping tool, that's what it's called. And we shall hit copy, paste. This is what I currently see on my screen.
Ooh. Okay.
Um,
Investigation adds a +0. Got it. No. Yes.
yeah,
+0.
I'm +0 on that. The
Yeah,
dice is
so-
not disappearing though, so I assume bug. I'm gonna hit F5 and reload this.
Okay, sounds good. Yep, give me 2 more when you come back in.
Ah, I see where it went weird. It suddenly decided, no, we're gonna kick you out of the game. You're no longer logged into your account, so. Okay.
Naturally.
Downloading world data. Please wait.
That's what mine just did too.
Cool. Second one is 9. That one popped up.
Yep, I saw that one.
And this third one is 19.
Alrighty.
Hoorah.
Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Okay. All right, so we will let the 15, the 9, and the 19 roll in the background while Dro, Margot, Yaslin. For Yaslin, it's a bit of a blur. Very heavily damaged, hurt. Your soul itself feels like it's a bit shredded right now. You are not all together.
Yaslin's sleeping. For the past 3 days, she's sleeping.
Oh yeah. So in the Yaslin, because of what you've been through, I'll let you roll a d4 for this.
Oh, okay. Me?
Yep, roll a d4.
With a
Ooh,
4?
that's bad.
Yeah.
That's way bad.
Yeah. She's not doing good.
Nope.
Yeah, I figured.
No, that makes sense. So Yaslin,
Yeah.
you are at exhaustion 5.
Oh, I'm like 1 stay away from dead.
Yeah. So I don't even remember what that means anymore. I haven't given out an exhaustion 5.
It means I
Maybe
have
ever?
0 movement. I have disadvantage on all skills, ability checks, attacks, and saving throws. Yeah. First one is ability checks. Second one is, I think, movement. Third is attacks.
Yep. Ability checks. Speed
Fourth is
have
0 movement, and or fifth is 0
disadvantage on
movement.
attacks and saves. Your
Yeah.
hit points are halved.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm out for the
And-
count.
And speed reduced to 0. It's going to give you
Yeah.
a +1 to whatever you rolled. But considering what just
Plus one would,
happened,
yeah, this makes sense.
yeah. So Yaslin, you are so tanked for so much of this process, and like you're basically like, as they're like recording your features and stuff, you're just like, like, you know, if the going through the Aurora's Rest version of a mugshot, you are not conscious. Dro and Margot, you are, however. Dro, what is your demeanor and behavior through all of this?
I'm guessing most of the time is spent in a cell, so he's probably just quiet.
Yeah, you just
And-
go through the processing, keeping to yourself mostly.
Mostly, I think, concern on his face for the rest of the group who is now caught in this.
Okay. All right, Marco.
She's making a fuss.
Uh-huh.
She's not supposed to be here. Why would you arrest her? Do you want to start an international incident? Look, she has papers.
He does, and the papers are confiscated pretty quickly. The commander eventually gets wind of your tirade. Comes over, takes the paper. We will investigate this. Check the
Better.
validity.
No, it's valid.
And and she looks at you and she says, "Do not expect this to be get out of jail free card. This is the Empire's reputation in Aurora's Rest is neutral at best.
I think we want it to remain that way.
Your persuasion check. Or intimidation with that last comment.
Find the character sheet. Better. They're the same.
Yeah, make it intimidation. Because I think that's the route that you're clearly
Yeah.
going. You're trying to push the
No!
boundary here.
Wait! I have sorcery points! I'm
Or
using
was
a
it? It didn't
sorcery
show up
point.
for me.
Natural one. I'm using a sorcery point.
Fuck.
Fuck!
I'm
Why can't I roll
refreshing.
for shit when we're out of combat?
Let's be honest, you can't roll for shit in combat either.
I was about to say.
I can't roll for shit ever. It's 14. It's a 14.
It's 14. Alright.
Mhm. Listen, she's 5 foot all of nothing. She can't be very intimidating.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright. The Margot, eventually she comes back. And she kind of crouches down in front of you.
No, that's just disrespectful. That is.
Why should I let you go? You are clearly a threat to the people here. Casting a wall of
Wait.
thorns in the middle of the streets is not exactly what I would call safe behavior.
I did not cast that spell. That is the God's honest truth.
Witnesses claim otherwise.
I see. Your people don't have innocent until proven guilty. Are these witnesses perhaps practiced in magic and able to understand the complexities of casting?
Some of them.
Interesting.
And no, we do not have that precedent. What we have instead is lock it up if it seems like a major threat, and potentially release it if it proves not to.
Seems like a
horrible way
very
to run a
poor
city.
system for governing a peoples. I mean, the very least you could do would be identify the threat and then find out a way to utilize it to your advantage. But just locking it up, that seems like a very bad business practice.
He's spoken like a true member of the Kivan.
As you see from my papers, I am. And you're interfering with my research.
Others may have it, but Aurora's Rest stays fiercely neutral. We do not have a precedent for diplomatic immunity. 11. And I will talk to him at a later point as well. You will be on trial in 3 days' time. I guess it should
On trial
switch it over
for what?
to. Come on, brain. Where is it? There we go. You reload the page, it'll get you zoomed in on where you're supposed to be. As a witness.
A witness to what?
To what happened in the town square.
You mean the fire?
Indeed. Tell me that.
Do you make it a habit of imprisoning all of your witnesses?
Only those that near kill some of my guards.
Once again, I did not cast that spell.
I'm going to operate on the assumption that you did until you can find proof otherwise. Now, walk me through it.
You through what?
I do not.
I didn't hear what you said, I'm sorry.
Walk me through the events of yesterday.
I was doing research at
Oh.
Hasworth's Tower.
Hmm.
I research grafts. That is why I'm here. And we
Interesting.
noticed a strange anomaly with a graft in the vicinity of the square.
What kind of anomaly?
It was not where a graft is usually located. It was in the sky, not on something or somewhere easy. We had one of his mages look into the area and saw the fire and chaos and decided to go and help and determine if we could get to the root of the problem, if in fact that destruction was coming from the graft. I have dealt with grafts originated in the fire realm since coming here, and that is what I am researching. Certain volatile grafts.
You say you went to investigate after the chaos graft. You should-
Once we noticed what was going on, we did not. As soon as we knew there was actual destruction and chaos, we went. Before it was just an anomaly. Science takes
Why is-
confirmation, unlike law here, apparently.
And why is the graft still active? If it was the one for causing that kids, unlike their unconscious friend in the cellar, who seemed to be in the middle of it, causing said chaos.
I do not know about what happened before I arrived. I know that there was an anomalous graft And when we did look into the area, we saw the destruction and chaos around. I do believe the graft is still active because I was arrested and shackled before I was able to locate it and shut it. Which is something I'm capable of doing when I'm not cuffed and in jail.
They have others that I pick up a little bit as well. Your
Yes, I could
connection
tell
has
from Hasport's behavior that was a common thing.
indeed. Passport has been a reliable ally to continue ensuring that certain grafts that are unpredictable or potentially dangerous are shut down before. This one, as I recall from our conversation with him, had not yet reached that stage. It did not come upon their radar prior to all this. But you claim it is otherwise. Why do you think this particular graft was cause for concern?
I can only explain it to you. I cannot understand it for you. The graft is connected to the fire plane, which I have dealt with before. There were beings controlling fire there. Your guards chased after them when they arrested us. You saw them too. That is what we are fighting, these fire beings.
What is that goal?
Their goal?
Are you aware of it?
I am. Not
Yeah,
their
indeed.
specific smaller level goals, but their overall strategy. Their main strategy, yes.
She grabs a chair and stops crouching, pulls it up to her, and sits back. Jeez, enlighten me. If there is another threat to the city, I would very much so like to be aware of it.
So I have two questions before we get into this. Do the shackles block my mental capabilities?
No, those are racial. They are shutting down your magical capabilities, though.
Okay. And from where I am, can I see Dro?
Yes. You guys are in fairly close proximity.
Mm-hmm.
And Dro, you can hear this conversation going on. And she's made it clear that she'll talk to you as well.
So I'm going to establish a link with Dro and just say, do we tell her about the war?
That was one of the topics I was going to discuss with her.
I'm gonna look at her and say, what do you understand about the elementals, their hierarchies, their role in Aeon?
Realizing I have not brought my dice down through there. Likely not as much as such. Basic
have-
creation myth. Not much
These
more.
elementals have a court-like system that they maintain hierarchies of. They have, I'd assume, kings or whatever the equivalency of is, down to champions who are their representatives. They hold a balance in this world. Air and earth, fire and water, that balance has existed since early Aeon, as far as the creation stories go, right? You understand this so far?
Yes, in fact.
Fire has begun to attack water. And they are They have won several battles already.
And how is this
Me and
any
my
different than
friends?
the spooky bedtime stories that children are told?
Because this is real, lives have been lost in it. And me and my friends are battling with earth, air, and water to try to bring the balance back into order.
And how does this relate to the graph in my city?
There was a graft far to the south that we fought beings of fire. They were pouring out of it. I managed to close it, but there was a fire djinn who caused massive destruction before we closed it. I came here to research with Hasport to try and see if we can understand if there's a pattern, if we can track where these grafts are opening, perhaps if someone has control over them. And he managed to use a system that detects grafts originating from that same realm of fire as the beings from which we fought. One such graft was the one that's above your city now, originating from that same realm of fire. We have witnessed in this city the champion of fire. I don't know what his interest in your city is, but it can't be good.
And what of this creature, this fire insectoid that was reported? How does this connect? I lost 3 men in its pursuit already.
Damn it, Yazin. He's talking about Yazlin's buggy, right? That's what I'm guessing. We don't know much about it because Yazlin hasn't told us. She spoke to her grandfather about the brood mother, but she didn't talk to us at all, right?
You guys just
Okay.
know something funky's been happening.
I have no idea. I don't know what that thing was. My companion was, from what I could see, fighting something, perhaps it, and then it finally, I don't know how she may have known that that thing was inside whoever she was fighting. I don't know. But it is a being of flame, like the champion of fire, like the creatures we were fighting. It could have come through that raft. I am unable to investigate it further as I am locked up in here. You have probably more information than I do.
Okay. But it would be unwise to leave an information source untapped in an investigation like that. Corroboration can be key in finding the truth and not what is going on at the heart of the matter. Is there anything else you would like to share with me?
I would just like to get back to my research, and perhaps I could help you on tracking down these fire beings. If I was remanded to the custody of Hasport, perhaps?
You being watched over by someone else is not entirely out of the question. You're not there yet. But Hasport is a poor guardian. We are aware of his blatant disregard for the Twilight Watch. He doesn't necessarily do anything illegal to illegal, rather. He is powerful, he holds sway.
Well, I think we can both help each other in this. I, as I have told you, have been researching these things and these beings, and they are the ones you are hunting.
Understood. Thank goodness. Well, I will think upon your situation as details come in and become more clear. The other two are certainly not going anywhere anytime soon.
Have you at least provided medical care to
Oh,
an
yes.
injured companion?
Should be fine. She is in a severely weakened state. But her life is not in danger at the moment. Recovery. The kind of recovery she will need to go through. It's not something I would wish on anyone I am fond of.
And the third?
Well,
I have no idea what you said, I'm sorry.
she says, do you mean Dro?
Oh, no, I can see him. The pilot I was trying to hire.
From what I understand, he is out there roaming, trying to collect goodwill for you.
Hmm.
My guard tells me he's looking for a better payday.
Or better booze.
Figures things.
What about Throw?
Oh,
What are your plans for him?
me? I'm just following orders.
Who's?
He counsels. I may command the Twilight Watch, and I am a member of the council. But I am still obliged to play the political game. And the political weight that is on this situation is tectonic.
Well, whatever political bullshit you guys play in this city, he has far more importance to the world as a whole than this city will ever have.
Care to elaborate?
I think you guys can get reacquainted.
Oh, it's the first meeting yesterday. Aside from his dear old dad figure, I expect I may be one of the people that know him best in the entire city.
Margot just hears in her head, that's a lie. More of like a subtle under his breath, but in your head you hear it.
I find that hard to believe.
rephrase. I'm the one who's collected every bit of information about who he was before he fled. Anything that exists. I knew it.
Well, from what I understand before he fled, he was not exactly a well-known bureaucrat or an employee or anything that would hold any sort of
No. Street
position in
rats
this.
is more like
Yes, so your entire perspective of him is likely based off of second-hand accounts. They do not account for the person. Only the perception of somebody who thinks they are better than street rats. So I doubt you know him.
that is the- and times and old. And I did not reach this position through nepotism, but of capability.
Could have fooled
I
me.
see. Your expectation of special treatment because you have certain papers cloud your judgments. You do not know what it's like to go up on the streets, to see a literal rat and think it's food.
Oh, you're right. I had a family and a good life. I'm a little spoiled if you ask any of my friends, but that's beside the point.
There's always a story.
So perhaps you should learn his from the source.
I intend to. Go up in this world. Comes over and looks at Yaslin. Speaks over her shoulder. Has she made any noises recently? He's talking to Joe.
Is this like, first question, is this like day one of being in custody, or is this a couple days have gone by?
This is partway through the first day. The fire the night before, processing a few hours in here by yourselves.
With that, the whole time he's in here, he would have been watching Yaslin. So, did he notice anything? Or has she just motionless sleep?
Yaslin's sleep is usually semi-similar to like a
The sleeping lion. You
yeah,
hear
like sleeping
like
lion.
a,
It's like
you
yeah,
kind of
it's like-
hear something there.
Yeah,
Not
it's
like
usually
a
like-
snore. It's like a weird.
usually like a bit floppy, and she tosses, and she sleeps heavy. She's not exactly loud, but she's got deep, heavy breaths. And this is one of the, and you've had to watch her pretty carefully, because this time around, she's so still. Her breath is shallow. But you hear little bits, and you see her breathe, and like you're aware that she's okay. Ish.
Dro would have been sitting in the middle of his bed, staring at the wall across from him. And when she asked that, she's honestly in the worst shape I've seen her in. And she slept.
It seems there is the inside.
If you only knew.
Okay. Now, so resilience a threat. Is she a threat? Witness reports place her walking through the city, terrifying the gaze in the face, and immediately assaulting someone. Fire broke out, and that's where I found you.
Dro,
That does not sound like the behavior
while she's
of
saying that,
somebody.
Dro is standing up and walking to the door.
Her back is to you, she's still staring at them.
You ask me if she's a threat. No. If anything, she's a protector. And whatever that creature was, that wasn't her. And he's just staring at her. Not Yaslin, but the guard.
And she has introduced herself at this point, but this is the commander of the Twilight Watch, Lyra Bloodburn. Lyra, excuse me. Lyra Bloodburn.
And
Pointing an important visual distinction. She has much the same filigree and design patterning that the rest of the Twilight Watch has. But she is the only one in color that you have ever seen. Red and gold as opposed to silver and white. Or gentle blues or purples, but her coloring is bold.
she has protected us countless times. Gerald's gonna glance towards Margot's cell. They all have. They willingly jumped in to a city that is not their home. That has saved numerous people and towns, and the conversation I heard you have earlier have fought things greater than you would ever be. Greater than I would ever be. Without a thought to their own lives. So no.
Tact to praise your allies while gently insulting your captors. But I hear your voice. I'll be honest. We don't have a lot of walls put in place for people to enter this city. We have tens of thousands of unknowns at all times. This individual that she assaulted was one such. But from witness reports, they just seemed like a person. person who's obviously capable of a decent amount of fire magic. And your gown here walked up and immediately started shredding them to pieces. That does not sound like protection. It sounds like assault.
And yet you want to just go off of what you see, not even firsthand. And after numerous times of telling you that that was not her,
Then not present. If this protector exists, and something else exists which behaves contrary, what am I to believe? What am I to expect she will be as she walks down my streets?
you can believe that fully in my heart, I don't think she would hurt a fly. She has risked life and limb to save everybody. She has greeted this and looks at her directly, Lyra, this street rat, and never once thought I was beneath her. She was there and saved my life for me to be given the title I honestly don't think I deserve. And yet she is the one laying in that bed, burnt to a crisp. So you tell me, after everything you just heard from Margot about these elements, and you see a fire creature. I'm not real educated, according to a lot of people here in this city, but I can put one to one together that you see a firebug, and now there's fire people around.
Situation is under investigation. And yes, I run the town. My eyes cannot be everywhere at once, so yes, I rely on networks, witnesses, due diligence. If you have a better way to operate the security into police and a nation, please tell me. As far as the fire creature, I believe that we are dealing with many matters simultaneously. One is this creature which has killed 3 of my men. One is a magic user who flees while pursued, which is not a trait of innocence usually. We cast extremely dangerous magic in the middle of the town. If a berserker of sorts, who assaults people in the middle of the street. And somehow, all of that is connected to the most wanted murderer in the history of Ola's Rings. You are getting a calm conversation with Mary. Because quite frankly, if you can give me hard proof, or point me in a direction that corroborates your story, I would very much so like to do. Your case has never had a good smell to it. Always some kind of foul deed. Be it yours or somebody else's, I can't tell you this time. But one question has always lingered. I did not lie when I said that I likely understand you better than anybody else in the city. Barring the offense, of course. I and I in my eyes. But no gang or prisons. Or cruel master could snap at. I have licked the floor of desolation many times, and that fire never went out. And that fire eventually became quite literal. She raises up a hand, and the two flames burn in her palm. She snuffs them. So when I say street rats, I have found out everything there is to know about what your life looks like in the city before you play. So, street rat with respect for the guile, the cunning, and survivability that it takes. And one question burns. Why unaction kill the one person you call friends? Unless it was a well-planned assassination. And I'm certainly not ruling that out at this time.
You're asking why would I kill the one person that showed me an ounce of kindness in this city, an ounce of love, an ounce of humanity when I was abandoned from birth with nobody. I was shunned. I was pushed aside. I was treated like trash. And yes, I know, before you even say Brandar, I understand he's there as a father figure, but at times I felt like a burden to him. Why would he put his life on the line for the disgrace? So you ask me why I would kill the one person that meant the world to me. No. You don't know everything. I
You see the mouse, which is implicative of an incomplete assessment.
It's because I'm not the one that did it.
For the first time, she turns away from you as and looks towards you. Tell me.
That night, I was supposed to meet with her. Like we would all the time. And we would just stroll through the city without a care in the world. Those are the times I cherish because that was the moments I felt like a normal person. But something about that night felt off, and it's just... I had some weird feeling, and I decided I was going to meet up with her at the temple and walk her home. Just out of, I don't know, fear. I wanted to make sure she was safe, and that was the only thing I cared about. And that night, she was attacked, but not by me. By the lowlifes that you sit here and say you protect the city from. These lowlifes that were hired to hurt her. The one person that would not harm a fly, the one that sits here and helps those in pain, that heals, that kids look up to. And that moment, and I tell you with every ounce of truth, that I felt rage seeing her being attacked, and I saw black. And when I came to, there were bodies in front of me, including hers sitting in my lap. And when I tell you I've never felt pain, even learning that I was abandoned more than I did that night, and not knowing what truly happened, and coming back here and finding out somebody wanted to hurt her, it took every ounce of my being not to go and hunt that person down. But I don't because of her. I don't because the people in those cells who have shown me what a family is, and what a champion is meant to be. What was that? I didn't hear you.
Did it, in your opinion, based on what you know?
That is a question I've asked myself since that night. And coming back here and finding out an individual named Dilax, I think that's his name, if I remember correctly, hired Blackthorn family mercenaries or whoever works with them to hunt down the most innocent person in this city.
Now, there's something interesting. Of every scenario I come across related to this so far, Gallus has never been on the move. What threat could she possibly be to him? That he would have her killed.
When you figure that out, you let me know, because to me, that just makes no sense. Everyone knew her. Everyone knew how kind-hearted she was, how much work she put into that temple, how children looked up to her, and she didn't care about the reputation she had with hanging around with a street rat, even when her family thought the same. So the only thing I can think of is that last name of hers. I don't know what rivalry these higher families have, what rivalries that he has against them. I don't care. What I care about is that an innocent person is dead because of that. And what I care about is that you are locking up two individuals who are also innocent, not involved in any of this, and calling them threats.
Innocent of what, exactly? Of assaulting town guards, fleeing from them, assaulting innocents, causing massive town damage and arson. From what I understand, these charges are entirely appropriate. And the question is there more that they are directly involved in that is also to be weighted on their shoulders? Additionally, aiding and abetting a known criminal. Please tell me if any of these facts are incorrect.
Yes, they did protect me. As much as I dreaded bringing them here to get caught up in this, they didn't start those fires. They were doing what they thought is right. Like I said, that is my family that I found, and last I learned, and again, I'm not very well versed in families. What I did learn is we watch out for each other. And even after I told them exactly what I'm telling you right now about that night, the night that I have nightmares about day in, day out, they still willingly chose to come here to put their life on the line. They also were there to help protect this city that they have no connection to. So you asked me if you think they're going to be a threat down the line. No.
What a threat from that. A gang of criminals can treat themselves like family and be kind to one another and wreak havoc against the public. It is not entirely clear if that is the situation.
No, they're not a threat. If you don't believe me, go ask Randar, go ask Passport, go ask the hundreds of civilians of Rippletop, the home that we saved from the fire. Last I checked, threats don't save, they destroy. Threats don't get appointed champions. Threats don't put their lives on the line for innocence of people they don't even know. Yeah, we have some pretty fucked up back, But nobody's perfect. We've got our own issues to deal with, and we're still putting those on the back burner for a bigger cause. So if you want to label me a criminal, fine. But they're not. And if you want to keep digging into this past, fine. I've learned to talk about it. I've told you what I remember. And honestly, if I could, I would go after this lead. But doing that seems selfish. Why open a wound for that family that I'm hoping has sealed up? And I'm telling you this because I hope you'll do the right thing with it. And I'm hoping whatever you get from this, whatever the outcome, those two walk free.
Actually, for that. Roll me a perception or persuasion check. Yeah. It can be at advantage because of Margot's help and everything.
See, being sassy helps.
What's the total?
16.
You're going to try. Even if I wanted to, which I'm not entirely sure I would. There's nothing I can do to stop him. The family most certainly wants their pound of flesh. However, the pauses and just stares into your eyes for a moment. I did not get put to this position or survive this long. By being blind to evidence, no, blind to reason, emotion, and understanding. There is always a story. I want to be here, Lord. I want you to know that it is well.
Question. All of our belongings were taken. Does that include Dro's necklace?
Yes.
Okay. Dro's gonna look her in the eyes. Believe me, I would have done anything for Freya. And the last words that she told me is find people that you care about. Find your family. And find someone you truly love. Don't take that from me. He's just gonna look down at the ground. And tell Randor I'm sorry.
When I tell that all the troops, still gonna smack you upside the head whenever he gets a chance.
Yeah, and I think for once in my life I'm looking forward to it. Bro is going to go and sit back on the bed. And not even caring that she's standing in the doorway, look towards Yaslin.
I'll see you with the prime.
All Margot's gonna hear in her head is I'm sorry.
Margot's just gonna lean against the gate. Hey, lady, there was a notebook with some pen and ink in my bag. Can I at least have that? Can I not journal while I'm here?
You've got freaky magic stuff going.
I have to. It's a notebook.
Roll me a deception check.
Perception.
Deception.
Oh, deception. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. This is good. Not good with my rolls, but
Fuck,
that was almost 19. What the
yourself. You should have said this is good. Then you said this is not going to be good with that roll. The dice heard you and said, yeah, bet. 3.
Roll that.
Oh my gosh.
son of a bitch! I
Nice
can't do
try.
anything in this game.
I'm not enchanted. No dice. If I let you go under the light version of House of Gas, you put it back, but not while you're in here.
I have a right to contact someone. I want my one phone call.
Oh my god! I want my one.
I want my one magical letter send, okay?
I want to talk to my lawyer.
Yasmin's like, I'm her representation.
I'm still kind of like, best you'll get out of her is like a groan at this point. A moan of pain.
And she walks away. The both of you hear thank you for helping put the fire out. And she continues on. High heels clicking on the dungeon floor.
You just hear in your head, Tro, what the fuck are we going to do? We have to get out of this.
I don't know. But I do know we can't cause any more trouble right now. And honestly, by the sound of it, I hate to say it, but I think Warden's our only hope.
I think he's actually trying to get us out. Do you think that? We didn't pay him well enough for that.
And that is where we will take our break. So, as the commander leaves, aw, I want a popsicle.
It's actually a very good one too. It's like cherry and cream, so it's not just one fruit flavor. It's like mixed in with like this vanilla cream.
Nice.
Really good.
That sounds awesome. Okay, as the commander walks away, you guys are left to yourselves. What do you do in the meantime?
I complain about not having a bed in my room.
You have a bedroll. Just that one in particular that isn't like raised off the ground at all.
Bullshit.
Excuse me, can I get some better accommodations?
Diplomatic community, you didn't even give me a bed?
I didn't even get a bed. The fuck?
Look, you could have gotten like a pile of hay.
I think
Or like that porch on this corner.
Yeah. I don't think there's much we can do. I mean, maybe if we like really lean into the whole champion thing and write to Ripple Towns or tell them to like reach out to Ripple Top. I don't know. I don't see enough. They don't give a shit about the Empire.
Jiro did tell her, go talk to Rippletop.
Yeah.
He dropped their name.
I have no. Those fucking cuffs. I swear to God. Once again, you got me in the monk fight. Now you got me again.
Gotta shut down those magic users somehow. Listen, if I was in full working condition, I'd just bend the bars, but
Yeah, no, I know. That's another concern. Like, even if we had a way to sneak out, Dro and Margot are not carrying Yaslin out of this. Is it?
yeah.
There's no way.
Carrying Yaslin's one thing, but carrying Ragdoll Yaslin is
Ragdoll.
something very different. That's
Yeah,
like that is a dense dolly.
Yaslin right now is not like at all in any means able to carry her own weight, so it would very much be youthful Ragdoll carrying her. There would be no assistance on her end.
So, Dro, we wait and see? Or are we trying to get out?
I think we've caused enough problems right now. I think at this point, we just hope what we told her works, and hope whatever plan Warden has is a good one. We can bank on the fact that he hasn't been with us long enough to inherit our abilities to have really shitty plans.
We can also bank on the fact that he hasn't been long enough to care and cut his losses and ran.
I don't think he will. There's something about him, and I just have a good feeling that he will help.
Hope so. He needs to get you out for sure. With the murder charges against you, you're the one I'm most concerned about.
I'm just hoping that new information is enough. Because I'm close to using up all my resources. And if it does come down to that, you guys need to leave. Joe's just gonna stare at the wall.
Joe, I'm not leaving you. I already lost one brother, I'm not losing another. And do you think I could get Yasmin out of this city if we left you behind? I would have to kill her and bring her back later. And then she would still come back for you.
Margot wouldn't see it. Nobody would, but when she called Dro her brother, I think a tear rolls down his face. Yeah, I don't think you could kill her.
No, which is why we can't leave you, because she'll never let us, and I couldn't. Could not bring myself to that.
Dro's gonna look towards. Dro's gonna stand up and walk over to the gate and look over into Yaslin's. Then we do what we always do, and we don't even go off a plan. And we talk our way out of it instead of Yaslin's way of punching her way out of it. If it comes down to it, I may have one more trump card. But it is very risky.
We have to play it. If I can get out to Hasport at least.
I'm hoping. Go ahead.
Is there any way I could help if I get out?
Find Randar. If I could just get 5 minutes with him and ask for his advice. I don't want to drag him into any more of this. He's put too much on the line. And besides that, I don't. Make me a promise. that whatever happens, don't put more heat on your guys' self. Morgan, can I roll an insight from on Lyra, recalling a lot of the conversation, and see if I could get a reading on if she fully believes that Dro cared about Freya and is absolutely terrified of losing his new family.
You read what you were giving out and absorbed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
Can't roll like that.
23.
For the 23, you saw hardened eyes gaze at you immensely. You believe her in her comments about desperation. This woman knows loss and has forged herself to a weapon beyond that loss. She sees you saw as only two people who have experienced similar things can. You saw that you were both reflected together. She understood what you were and what she and what she portrayed. But there's hesitation on her part. With that high of a roll, you expect it's because she is the law here, but she can't just wave her hand and make it all go away. Not in the shitstorm that this is. So she will have to find significant reason for it to go away in order to pull that card.
So in response to Dro's, I don't want you guys to get any more heat on you. I can't make that promise. I am facing an entire empire for my brother. And if you think I won't burn this city down for you, you don't know me very well.
Trust me, I know that you're more than happy with throwing fire. But I think for once this problem may be out of the soldiers' hands, and I'm just hoping that Lyra will do the right thing and look into it with her heart and not just what other people say. I've heard of her growing up, and her reputation definitely exceeds what I've heard But I think, at least for a moment, she was in my shoes.
It sounds like she's not the deciding factor, though. It's this council.
Yeah. She's a part of it, so she does have some say. But I'm hoping Commander of the Guard and council member, maybe that will have a sway, and I'm hoping Randar can help and maybe even pass for it and just hope what we've done here since coming back will help. I mean, we did help put those fires out, and I told her a lot more than I honestly expected to. I don't know if there is a way to contact the Ripples or even, and he's just gonna look around, even the fucking Kieran. I don't know. I don't know how much they'll reflect our actions somewhere else compared to here. But I think, and I'll just kind of stop and reflect on conversation with Randar. I think for once I need to slow down and just let fate happen. And trust that what we've done leading up to this will reflect that we really are protectors, not destroyers. And Dro's just gonna kind of sit and listen for anybody walking in the prison, any conversations, and just only focusing on Margot's voice and the sounds around him, with his eyes closed.
Give me a perception check.
Joe, I think that's where you're wrong. You might think you're a protector, but I'm not. I never have been. And I'm not about to start now.
Fireball.
You don't understand that you are, though. Margot, when you found us, you helped us protect Purple Top. You dove into Yaslin's mind with only a few hours of knowing her to pull her out, and maybe it was to help the greater cause and you to survive.
To be fair, that doesn't happen with literally anybody else but her, so there was no threat that I saw until after.
Right. In battles, you have healed us up. And you say you're doing all of this for your brother. But if I'm correct, you just said that you weren't going to let another brother die. To me, that sounds like a protector.
Of my family, not of cities that would take them from me.
have faith that what we've said here and what we've done before here will reflect positive. And to quote Seamus, learn to let others help. And trust me, I'm still learning that. But there are still people out there looking out for us. Some more sober than others, but have faith. I think right now the best thing we can do is calm her down if she wakes up.
Oh, yes. Hopefully her pain will be enough to calm her down. If I had my magic, I could help heal her, but I have nothing.
I don't think they would let her die. I just hope she wakes up before we leave these cells, because if she wakes up on trial, I don't think it's gonna go very well.
Oh, Yasmin wakes up
Don't
too.
think so.
She'll be like sitting in a chair in front of a bunch of people. She's like, well. Fucking rude way to wake
Ropes
up.
are.
You better hope those ropes are strong.
Dro is standing at the gate, looking into Yaslin's cell, and I don't think Margaret would hear, unless she crazy fucking hearing. Dro's just every once in a while, just please wake up. Saying that under his breath, not that Margot can hear.
After 15, you hear mad chatterings of somebody who's probably been in here a long time. You hear snoring of others down the cell. You hear incomplete sounds that have been reverberated off the walls in the hall over and over again until they just get to you. And the words are lost, and you just hear sentences worth of grunts, essentially. You hear somebody talking about if they miss their parents. Kind of like sleep talking. They should have done it. And you hear guards just conversing, chatting. Some of it's mundane. A little bit of it. You recognize it. It's so long. I can't believe you're actually calling. It's been a big black mark on the order for quite some time. Maybe this will get all those political snakes off my back.
Do I know what direction that was said from?
Kind of south, like down here. Like a couple of guards who walk through and they go into another room. And that's what they're saying right as they go to close the door.
Okay.
And unless there's anything else, The three of you begin to drift off. Well, the two of you begin to drift off, as one of you's already there. And you find your sleep. Not too far away. Dro, you're nervous, but you're also beyond exhausted. Okay. Dro and Michael, what's your passive perception? And the essence.
16.
Okay.
12. I think she'd be focusing on her arm and lock. Make sure that connection's still there.
Are you trying to speak to him?
Check in. Just make sure he's still with her, not cut off by the cuffs.
That's an external restriction. What you and I have
Neither
is
was-
deeper and internal.
By that logic, you'd assume my sorcerer's powers were as well, but here we are.
They're not trying to put a barrier between you and I, they're trying to put a barrier between you and the rest of the world.
Mhm. If they take him, the city's done.
Elaborates.
Like I told him, I will not lose another brother.
You will become a disaster for him.
He can hate me if he's alive, but at least he'd be alive.
Fair enough. And would you hate me?
Only if
I'm
you fail
allowed
to save him.
Damn, is it wrong? But I'm kind of looking forward to that. I hope they take him now.
Sure you do. But like you said, you're stuck in here with me.
For now. I'm playing nice, but I have ways that I'm so kind. Rustic is what they'll do. Let me know if you want to push that big red button or not.
We'll see.
And to be fair, there's probably an orange button, slightly smaller before that.
Mm-hmm. We'll use escalation of force.
Perfect. And that goes on. All of you do manage to get a full rest. It is between the fire and now, and like the conversations and interrogation. You've had enough time to get a full rest.
Wait, does that actually do anything for Yaslin, or does she need like some extra care on the side? I feel?
It removes one level of exhaustion.
That's not bad. She's, you know, able to move at half speed.
That little moves at half speed and sucks at everything and has half health.
I have half health. I'm not dead, and I technically kind of am dead and dying. But you know, that's besides the point, right? Down to 4. As far as you can tell, she's doing better. totally doing better physically. Okay. Like, that's this.
Come on, Ford. Okay. Bro. As you sleep. You have a clashing of nightmares. Like watching two movies at once, but they're overlapping and removing themselves from one another constantly. You see the build-up of friendship with Yaslin, Seamus, Norm. You see meeting Freya for the first time. You see the stories progress, and you have this foreboding feeling. As the dream goes on, the dream gets darker and darker and darker. It progresses to the beginning where they're good, and it gets more painted over time. Your worry gets worse. And as you go on, you see Freya come around the corner after having gone and bought some freshly baked bread, and she moves around the corner and you stare at her gawking. But not in a beloved way, in horror. As she looks at you, cocks her head, and Yaslin also does the same thing as her face pulls up from facing towards a pond with a silvery, white, gray, long, elongated body of the Whistler. As they both just finished something that's normal and natural to them. They turn to look at you. And in unison, they say, "What's wrong?" But their eyes are black. And your skin has black tattoos. And you feel that tension, that worry, as the dream progresses, burst, and you lose yourself. And you were fighting the bandits, fighting the salamander, fighting the rock, fighting insects and creatures of fire. And as you go, every time you cut at an enemy, a cut appears across Yaslin's collarbone, exposing the bone a bit below the skin. You thrust your sword to slice one of the legs of the insectoid. Instead, you pierce Freya's leg. And the more you fight, the more they hurt. And eventually you go to attack one more thing, And instead, you thrust your own hand through Echo's sword to stop the blow. You can't hurt them without hurting yours. And by stopping yourself, one of their blows gets through. You feel a sharp pain in your stomach. It burns and is clearly ripped ragged from something sharp with horrible edges to it. And it is poisoned. What do you do?
What is the expression on both Yaslin and Freya's face?
Great. And stop.
They both got pierced?
Like they're layering each other. Yes.
I think it would be similar to the night where he would drop to his knees, holding their body. And I don't think he would say anything verbally. More just sadness and even being this champion and given a second chance to protect them and still failing. I think he would just put his forehead to theirs. I'm sorry. And he would stand up, drop his weapons, and let whatever attack him. And I think at that moment, he can't take losing them again. And he gives up. And I think before anything, if anything is to hit him, I'll look down once more and tell him he loves them.
As you let go and you feel that knife dig in deeper and further. And you see both of their eyes gain clarity of their And you see tears run down their face. And again, it's synchronized. Well, actually not synchronized. You see Joyosi. You can't give up. You promised you wouldn't. You hear Yavlin. Oh, come on, this isn't enough to take you up. And as they speak to you, they kind of fade into black. Your eyes open. And you stare at a blue, hooded face with a knife in your gut. I need you to roll initiative. While you were sleeping, you are stabbed for a critical hit for 41 points of damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
What? Oh my gosh, like this is how Drew does. I'm gonna cry.
Oh, ignore that. Okay.
It's a 14 on initiative.
Got it. Let's see here. Actually, pull up the initiative.
Oh my gosh.
You take 22 points of poison damage. You are faced with something you've heard about previously. Blackblades have plenty that will do their wet work in Aurora's Rest. You've just never been this close to one. Or is that an assumption that you have? That was his turn. Grow with yours.
What the fuck? Mimi.
Oh. Am I shackled?
Yes.
So what does that prevent me from doing exactly?
This means your hands are limited in the length that they can move. And they did not explicitly shackle your magic, unlike Margot. Actually, nope. I am going to take that back. That the standard protocol, you do not have access to your magic. Class skills are still available, but not spells.
Ba, 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 ba. I'm going to... Fuck. I'm going to... For action... No, I'm not. Bonus action. Shadow step. Out of the cage, out of the jail.
As you try, as you begin to phase, you feel the weight of the shackles towards you very solidly in place. The normal process does not work at all.
Wait, that's a class skill though.
Yes. But the shackles, in this moment, you realize the shackles also prevents teleportation in any form.
I'm just gonna yell for help, and then I'm just, I guess, kind of try to kick him. If I can't get out of this cell. And make as much noise as possible.
You open your mouth and scream, and nothing comes out.
No!
You're familiar with this ability.
How late into the night is this? Because the mental link lasts for an hour.
It's been more than an hour.
Fuck.
Okay, I'm gonna swing at him. There's
Okay, go
nothing
for
I
it.
can do.
And that'll hit. Right off the bat, 15 is his armor class.
Also, if I never used it. Channel Divinity, to knock him away. Fury of the Tides. So he goes flying into that wall.
Is Channel Divinity an action, or what's the resource?
I think it's special. It doesn't take your action or bonus action. It just happens.
Oh no, I can't. Never mind. If I've already burned my bonus action.
Okay, keep it in mind. Keep it in mind for next round, though. Okay, Dro, give me a quick perception check. Okay, not much. You know the silence spell is in effect. You can't tell where it's affecting up.
It's still in effect even when I hit him.
Oh, good point. Concentration check. No. It's not. Why is this rolling private? I'm rolling up from D&D beyond. So
Okay.
stabs you and and did you kick him or punch him or what?
Probably would have roundhouse kicked him. I have more
Okay.
mobility to do it with that.
Mind you, you're laying on your bed with a knife in your stomach. That's your current positioning.
Just straight up kick, like straight up then.
Okay. Straight up, you bring your knee into the middle of his sternum, and while it doesn't hurt him very much, it does make him pop. And he does lose his concentration.
Immediately yelling, help. The minute I can hear sound. And when I do, try to get another hit.
Go for your second hit. That will hit again also. Okay. You give him a couple of knocks. And he's going to gonna flip around his blade and he's gonna go for a cut. Margot Yaslin. Margot, you wake up to Dro screaming. Yaslin, give me a perception check. You're still groggy. You could be ignoring your alarm clock right now.
Yeah, I could
Question,
be.
Morgan, could I have smited that?
Oh, it's a 15.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, because smite is. I said class skills were available, and until September, smite is not considered a spell, even though it eats a spell slot. In the new paladin, it is a spell. Stop putting your wet lips on me and go away.
is that a yes then?
Yes, you can.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, go away.
This is very weird.
Where'd it go? Smite, where did you go? There.
Yaslin's currently dead according to her health points.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I looked at my HP and I was like, I don't know why it says I have 0 HP right now. But apparently I'm dead.
I don't know why.
Is your
it's-
character up to date in D&D?
Yes, and I just tried to update it and it gave me a little hissy fit. I'm like,
Okay,
That's
I'm
such a
re-importing.
okay, I will exit out of it and let you. Oh, I am still very dead. It looks like.
You don't exist right now.
Well, this is, perpetual Yaslin state of life.
What is happening here?
I don't know. I think you did a little more damage to her than you thought you did.
You had so many conditions on her character that it just quit.
I give up.
character just said,
We done. What the hell?
He saw my
Something
HP
is-
at 135 and I saw it return to 0.
I know, I saw the same thing. Okay, I'm just gonna import you fresh.
Funny, my character won't retain damage and yours won't retain HP.
We have opposite problems right
Can you
now.
guys stop hacking my system, please?
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to kill Dro here.
We can't have that. The systems rebel.
Listen, you killed Joe. I've already made a deal with the kaiju for that.
Listen, all I know is Yaslin wakes up and Joe's dead. She goes her shit.
It won't be a kaiju battle between our kaijus anymore. It'll be our kaijus working together to unleash our rage. Goodbye, Aurora's Rest.
Goodbye, you pissed off the wrong people.
Okay, yeah, something is straight up kooky dook right now.
Yeah, I think it might be like I feel like it's all of these effects that are stacking that. Oh, it's the exhaustion 4 that's funky.
I'm just gonna delete all of the effects off you real quick.
Because the prone and unconscious are fine, but exhaustion 4 was saying excuse me.
Exhaustion 4 is where it calculates or you get half hit points. So it was probably just fucking up the calculation really bad.
Oh, and saying I have no hit points, that's okay.
Okay, so yeah, you have half of whatever you're supposed to have. But I think you're in a good...
I'll
go ahead and take a long rest, and then cut your HP in half.
Okay.
Where were we? Okay, so Dro, you smite him, you scream. He looks panicked. And he comes in to try to finish the job quickly. Hey, guys, go away. Oh, wait, out. Out. Out, mongrel.
But Yaslin and I here.
I rolled a 15 on my perception check. I don't know.
Yeah, you're 15. You definitely hear it. And you are immediately awakened. So for this new round, I'll go ahead and add you guys into the combat.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your initiative.
So I'm rolling. Do I roll initiative at disadvantage? Because I
Yes.
have initially advantage.
Just
So
roll it
it's just
straight up.
straight then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes,
You
let's
woke
go.
Yaslin up and she's in pain.
She's pissed.
She's pissed. She heard help and said, I'm dying.
Okay.
Over here. I don't have time for everyone else to die around me too.
All right. Yeah, well, that puts you first for the next initiative round.
Yeah, I think she hears someone to help. Her eyes snap open, and all she feels is pain. And so you just hear the most feral scream as she is not having a good day. She's not having a good night. She can't be here right now.
Well,
She
Dro
doesn't
needs the Mai
even-
Tai. She doesn't want this.
She doesn't even know what's happening. She just hears somebody call out. She wakes up, and her world is not right at all. So I literally think she's taking this entire first turn to orient herself and figure out what the heck is going on here.
Yeah, you're shackled. You're in a room. There's bars. Somebody's yelling. Why are you? Wow, I hurt.
Yeah,
All of these
it's
things are just rapid fire, trying to process
Yeah.
all at the same time. Okay. Next up is my assassin's.
so she's standing, and that is barely enough. That is barely it. She's kind of ish standing, ugh.
Okay. The assassin is going to make its short sword attack against Dro. This is at advantage.
No, it's not. Class features, restore balance.
All right.
It's normal.
It's normal. Okay.
Oh, it still hits.
Yeah.
Okay. And that reduces its does not get its assassinate or sneak attack ability for that. Okay. So that is damage. Negligible amount of damage from the dagger,
What?
Oh, the con
but
save.
that
Okay.
Bro.
You get stabbed with a poison dagger.
If I got stabbed with the poison dagger, I have disadvantage and I'd still probably do that.
it didn't do the poison part, but you failed the con save again. And take. God damn. That was a good
No.
roll. You take 30 poison.
I'm out.
No.
Okay.
If I was pure monk.
You would be immune to poison, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay. He's going to.
Disease and poison's two different things, right?
Yeah.
New version of D&D does combine them moving forward, but we're not quite there yet. Okay. He's going to take his second attack and come down and stab into Dro's clavicle. Again, this is at advantage. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Comes down, stabs into Dro, withdraws, and like sheathes his dagger, grabs his cloak, and pulls it over his face, and bolts out of there. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, you guys lose him as he just dashes, or yeah, he just books it out of there. And Dro loses 2 of his death saving throws on the second attack. Margot will go. Put you guys all back in combat is kind of matters. Okay, Margot, you are up. Oh, I did that in the opposite order.
She definitely like lets out a guttural scream, like where the fuck are the guards, number one, but she is screaming no, not again. And internally she's telling Locke, I need to save him. Whatever it takes, I need to save him.
You might not like it.
Will he live?
Yes.
Do it.
What is your intention? What do you want to have happen in this moment?
I want Dro to be healed. I want Dro to live and be safe.
How would you do it? If you could imagine anything in this situation, how would it go?
Anything within Margot's capabilities.
Or what you
Her
could imagine.
only healing spell is Wither and Bloom, which technically that spell heals by taking life from things around it. It's a necromancy spell. But if she had her magic, she would use Wither and Bloom.
Press the orange button.
Okay.
As you give him
does it.
permission. On your left arm, thorns erupt out of your skin about halfway up your forearm. And your blood drops to the ground. And you begin to rotate. Slowly at first, and faster and faster and faster. And every millimeter that it crosses, it cuts your body. And the blades become a saw. The thorns become a saw. And you scream in sheer agony as your left hand falls to the ground with the shackle attached to it. Your right hand, already withered and cracked, uncontrollably contorts and compresses, no longer necessarily having the same bone structure, but instead becoming what is like a long spike, again crushing, while one hand crushing and compressing down while another hand is sliced off by your internal body. And just from the sheer shape of it, the second shackle falls off and hits the ground. You feel your magic flow back into you. And you roll me a concentration check.
Saving throw or check?
Saving throw.
Oh wait, that's not it.
Concentration check. Concentration check, which is a Constitution saving throw.
Which I have advantage on for Warcast. Come on. What the fuck? Is 15 enough? I'll spend sorcery points if I have to.
You probably should. You just lost both the function. You just lost both hands.
No! Oh!
In pure will and rage. Oh, also, Margot, you're gonna take
Like a lot of damage.
Yeah. I just cut my own hand off.
Anakin Skywalker style?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll it
Lot
like this.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I got to roll 20s for damage because it seemed appropriate.
I'm losing a lot of blood.
You lose 36 health points.
Bruh. This
what
happened.
screaming through that, you barely manage to hold your concentration, and you can cast Wither and Bloom.
I'm gonna cast. Distance. Yeah, I'll cast Wither and Bloom on. I'm not trying to target you. I should. Where's my spells? It's been so long, I can't find the spells on the sheet. There it is. Wither and Bloom. At. You can roll. I'm gonna cast it at 4th level, so you can roll 3 hit dice? Hold on. Trying to find it, sorry. So you can roll 3 hit dice plus 4 plus my spellcasting modifier. So plus 4. So 3 hit dice plus 4, and you heal that much.
3 hit dice.
Yes, plus 4. And she's just gonna lean against the bars, trying to see if you're up, bleeding out with a gnarled hand.
Or wakes up. Can I clock what just happened? Why am I alive?
And if we're out of initiative, I'm gonna cast Aid on the 3 of us again. Because I need it.
Like we're out of initiative from all the noise made. He hasn't breaking out of this jail one way or another.
Bro. What is your reaction when you wake?
Shock. I don't understand how I'm alive. And if I can guess how I'm helped, it's looking that no one's in the jail with me. And last thing I saw was a sword coming at me and stabbing me. And then everything went dark.
Okay.
I think I
Bro,
would
do you do any?
I think I would shoot up this time. Like stand up and just kind of look around. Is there any way I can tell what healed me?
You know the feeling.
Dro's smashing his shackles against the door. Just
I am
repeatedly.
leaning against the door. You can see my gnarled arms.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
just
don't worry, yes.
smashing as hard as he can repeatedly
Gotcha.
until this door opens.
Yeah, the assassin shut the door on his way out, to partially to make it look like nobody was there. As you bang, you hear, "Fuck." And as you're over there close to the door, the assassin turns around. So you only made it about 60 feet away before Margot had hit her turn. And we are back at the top of the initiative, and that is where we are going to end for tonight.